Hi, this is Get to the Roots Extras. I'm Get to the Roots Steph. I have a radio show on radiostpete.com, and this is the podcast that I do in addition to the radio show where I can just talk more and talk about things that have to do with getting to the roots of things, creating, especially in the field of music, as I also am a songwriter, and I make videos and also visual arts, and then I also just talk about the work of others, and then if I'm lucky, I get people to come on my show and talk to me, even though the following is still under 1 million. Oh, come on. If you're 1 million people, come listen to me right now, because right now we're going to talk about Roy Bookbinder. He's a singer, songwriter, and American guitarist. He was really, really nice dude, and he passed away 2 weeks ago. He passed away on March 3rd of this year. He was born in 1943 in New York, and I got to meet him twice thanks to the amazing people at the Florida Folk Show. He was a friend of theirs. The Florida Folk Show has many friends in many different places, and objectively, Roy Bookbinder might be the most famous person I've ever personally met, though when I was discussing this last night with my songwriter partner, Jerome, aka Crazy Grandpa, Jerome argued that he might be the most famous person I know. So, one of the two. But my songwriting buddy, he better stick around longer. Anyway, okay, and we're back. We had a technical difficulty there. I was kept trying to play you guys a song clip from Roy Bookbinder, and I didn't know that my sound was still going through my headphones from my meeting last night with my songwriting buddy, Jerome. And why do I have to wear headphones when I do my meeting with him? Because every time my dog hears Jerome talk through the computer speakers when we meet on Zoom, she barks, and that is not conducive for songwriting unless you want to have a bunch of barks for a dog in there, which we're not going to have. We do have a song where Jerome sings meow in the chorus, and we'll talk more about that in a later podcast. Ooh, a teaser, foreshadowing. Anyway, so Roy Bookbinder was cool in many ways, and one was his creative lyrics. And so he has a song called Step Right Up, and he would always play this on the Florida Folk Show, and I think I included it in my show this past week. I'm not sure. I'm not going to pull it up right now. And the lyrics are of that of a barker trying to get people to come see a medicine show, one of those like very flamboyant and extravagant shows to like wow people and get all their money. And just the lyrics are so complicated. And he was in his early 80s when he passed. And so last time I saw him, he was like 79, 80 some years old. And he still knew all of the words and played the music just as if he wrote the song like a year ago. So this is quite an old song. It's called Step Right Up, and let's listen to the beginning of it because that is the part that illustrates all of his lyrics that I'm trying to tell you about the best. And my microphone keeps turning because it has a cord and I do not have a professional setup. Here we go.
Step right up, folks, you just got to see the magnificent, magical, mysterious menagerie. It'll amaze, it'll amuse, it'll arouse, it'll astound. No doubt the most bodacious show in town. Pack up your sorries, kiss away your cares. You won't have to worry no more. Tired and run down, life ain't worth living no more. Can't drag yourself out of bed like before. No health, no vitality, no vigor, no zest. The chief's Indian remedy elixir is the best. Don't hesitate, you don't want to be late. Get there before it's all gone.
All right, I'm going to cut that off now before I get copyright claimed. I could just listen to the whole song. It's like a 2-minute, 40-minute song. So yeah, Roy Bookbinder, my whole show last week was just a rest in peace for Roy Bookbinder. And then the Saturday before, I was briefly at the Florida Folk Show, and that whole show was in honor of Roy Bookbinder, and so many musicians came out to play in honor of him, a bunch of his local friends here in the St. Pete, Tampa Bay area. It was a great show. They had the music going, go, go, go. The Florida Folk Show was working so hard. Patty and Diane were getting people in and out to the studio to be on the air, and I know that was a great 2 hours. And then so before that, Peppermint Patty actually found some orphaned baby opossums, but she had to do the show, and I was showing up to the show the first time in like 6 months. And so we found out the Tampa Bay SPCA would take the orphaned baby opossums and try to save them. And I wasn't going to have Patty drive all the way up to Tampa Bay SPCA And also, we need to get them care because, they're babies. So I sacrifice. I don't really sacrifice. I was just like, screw it. Peace out. I'll go take them up there now. So no one has to worry about this. Thank you for saving the baby opossums, Patty. You are a hero. She is a hero for that. And it was very interesting to have the death of a friend, Roy Bookbinder, and the death of the mother opossum, so closely related, but then the ability to try to save the lives of the baby opossums. The Virginia opossum, very important part of the ecosystem. And here's where I go on a tangent real quick. I love opossums. I love them so much. They're just the coolest little marsupials ever. People think they're part of the rodent family, but then they remember, oh yeah, they're the marsupial. So the babies live in a pouch, and they have a very low blood temperature, a low body temperature, so they can't get rabies. They eat ticks, which are gross. They eat palmetto bugs and roaches. I hate palmetto bugs. I hate them with every fiber of my being. Something about the antennas, they disgust me, and they fly. They're the nastiest thing. I know that visiting Florida almost every year as a kid because my family lived down here almost every year, maybe not almost every year, or whenever my parents would remember to take me to Florida to see the grandparents. And I know they live down here, and I know that they're like part of nature. I don't care. They're so gross. And the fact is, like, opossums help eliminate a huge part of their population. Yay, thank you. I love them. And then also you can easily domesticate one. And the only thing that's like really sad is they only live 3 years. They have a lifespan of 3 years. That has nothing to do with cars or anything like that makes the lifespan even shorter. No, they just naturally, biologically, like similar to an octopus, have a very short lifespan. And it just sucks because they're such an important linchpin in the ecosystem. I know I'm not like a biology person. I just am very passionate about opossums because they eat the thing I hate the most. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. But I don't know. I kind of like animals that help like clean up things. Like also, I'm a big fan of vultures. Don't ask me why, I just think they're cool. Opossums and vultures. Yep, that'd be a good name for a band or a song. There's a song in the Radio St. Pete database called Horses and Rattlesnakes. It's a good song. I forget who it's by. I'm not going to look it up. Anyway, so yeah, I did a much better tribute to Roy Bookbinder. The community is obviously hurt by his loss. He is not an opossum. He was a human man, and he played very, very well, and he had excellent lyrics. He had a long career of both blues and folk music, and he made it. He made it, and that's really cool. A lot of us out here are putting our art places, and we don't make it. But he made it, and he was friends with some very important people in my life, and I got to meet him twice, and he was inspiring. His lyrics are inspiring, and he was a good dude. Oh, and he even, Pete got him to read stuff, and I wasn't gonna, because, I know he's famous, I was gonna ask him to read stuff for our Radio St. Pete fundraiser last year, but he read it anyway, and was in the video, and so he was, a really important part of that video, and, that was really important to me, and I don't know why Radio St. Pete didn't share that video and his contribution. I guess they just forgot about it. They're busy. They're doing a lot of stuff. And the Florida Folk Show is just one show on Radio St. Pete, though. Although I do think it could be the linchpin of Radio St. Pete, but maybe I'm just saying that. I know my show certainly isn't. In fact, I'm going to work on that right now. I hope that wherever you are, if you're listening, that you have a beautiful day. If you haven't heard of Roy Bookbinder, even though he's gone, you should look up his music. And I can say that because this is a podcast and not on community radio. So I can tell you to do things, but you don't have to do them. I'm going to take any action, but maybe just consider looking up his music. You might really like it. I think that he was really, really good, and I love that. And hopefully one day, all of us that are out there creating things will be really, really good too. And hopefully we'll make it too. And he's just, I don't know. It was just so nice to meet him. And now he's gone. And it's sad and it's awkward. It's oh, I got to meet him twice. Am I going to get to read him a third time? No. Oh, man. Sad. Sad. Very sad. Anyway, sorry if this is rambling. I hope I'm trying not to be disrespectful to the dead. Just, death happens every day and it's very sad. And Yeah, I mean, personally, a lot of my friends have died as well, so I get it. I feel for them. And I know the music community, it's a loss for the local community as well as the blues and fiddle communities at large, so it freaking blows, man. But, that's life. That's just what it is. That's what happens. So freaking sad. Alright. I hope that you enjoyed my podcast. If you liked it, great. What's wrong with you if you hated it? Good. That's the right answer. I'm so sorry for being horrible at everything I do, and thank you for listening, and hopefully you'll join me next time. I will get back on track with this podcast, I promise. I actually have some scripts written for some episodes coming up. Just, life, work changes with all that secret agent stuff. It just takes a toll on the whole scheduling of the brain and the body and all that fun stuff. That or I'm just lying and I'm a lazy POS, and that's why everything I make is bad. Either way, whatever. Hope you have a great day, and thank you for listening.